I think there I am. There I am. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hola. How is everyone doing? Thank you for your patience as I'm working on the difficult technicalities. So, yeah, I'm trying something new. I'm going to send a link to my guest to invite her in. Mamas and Coffees, the founder of Mamas and Coffees, are going to be with us today. And we're going to talk about what is our system that we use to check up on our children's self esteem. So, yeah, but first I got to get my salsa on. Uh-oh. It's okay, Mia. Yes. Thank you for joining me another week of a Parenting Live. Let's hope that this works out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to send a link out to my guests. And yeah, you know what? I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. That way, when she comes in, she can introduce herself. So my name is Shauna Hibbets, and this is my platform, eNannylink, which is an on and offline comprehensive tools on everything childcare. I am an early childhood specialist of over 25 plus years, and in that time, I joyfully care for over 10,000 children. So yes, so thank you and welcome for joining us. And yeah. Oh, one more thing. I'm also known as from my community as the child whisperer. So yeah, that's a nickname that they gave me. When you get a chance, put down in your comments and let us know where you're viewing from. That way we can see where everybody is at and where they're from. Okay, I'm going to invite you in, Sybil. Hope this works. All right, add guest. Okay. And then, okay, you see me live. Okay, I'm going to try to send you the link now. Let's see. Now I'm looking for Messenger. One second, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Let me see if I can do it from the app from my phone. We're trying something new here. So I'm just got to give her the link so she can come in on the video. Thank you for your patience. Oops. I knew that was going to happen. Rats. Hold on. Not working. Hang on one second, everybody. this one up, and I'm gonna put this one up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Dance on that one.
Are we ready?
Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? We did it. Oh, we're about to dance now. This is worthy for a dance, Sybil.
Yes.
This is worthy for a dance. Oh my goodness.
It looks like it's really dark on my end.
It is. Do you have a light shining on you? You gotta have a light on your
right here,
shining towards you.
Wait a minute. Let me see something.
Okay. It's all right. We're getting it, guys. We're getting it.
No, that's not good.
That's too dark.
That's better.
That's better. Can you be able to move your laptop back to you or your phone to you so it's light when we talk?
Oh, well, when I sit down, it could be.
Oh, you're great. Perfect. Okay, I'm ready. Everybody, we just have to dance on this because this was something else trying to get this one. I'm just trying to find the right song here. There we go. This is a good one. Yeah. This one's easy to dance to, Sybil, because it's reggaeton.
All right.
Can you hear it?
A little bit.
You fixing your light?
I am.
We're coming, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We're going to get right to this topic. We did it.
Yes,
we did it. Can you hear it?
Just a little.
Oh. We got it, Sybil.
Yes.
We figured out this app.
Hey, you know technology.
Yes.
It's fun.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it, girl.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna have to visit you. You got some dance moves.
a little bit.
I know you probably have a lot of great salsa clubs in DC, huh?
You know what? I went out. I've got to turn my volume up a little bit.
Okay.
We went out maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, to a day party.
I've heard of those adult day parties.
Yes. I had never heard of it.
I've heard of it in Vegas before.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they know that we're tired at night.
Yes. And I was tired. But it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, no. Now Mia wants to join in.
Hey, Mia.
Yeah. So I introduced myself already, and I asked everybody to let us know where they were viewing from. Mia. Sorry. Let me pick her up.
Mia's like, hey.
Right. Come here.
I am sharing this now.
She wants me to chase her. It's not happening right now. Okay. So, Sybil, founder of Mamas and Coffee, can you let us know who you are, what your brand is all about?
All right. So, I am Sybil, aka Mom Jonz, with a Z, MOMJONZ. And I founded Mamas and Coffee about 3 years ago. Literally sitting at my kitchen table, I had this crazy idea, and my husband went along with it. He was like, okay. And the whole message behind Mamas and Coffee is empowering women to know who they are, be who they are, and love who they are. But before Mamas and Coffee, I had a brand called Preschool to Teen, which was all about self-esteem, anti-bullying, education, and youth. So I took Preschool to Teen, and before Mamas and Coffee, there was also another site that I used to call a mom's blog. Mm-hmm. I took Preschool to Teen and a mom's blog and combined them together.
So sorry, Sybil. I gotta get Mia. Mia, stop. Now that's ridiculous. She wants my attention.
Mia said, hey, Mom.
Come here. Cut it out. Oh my goodness. Was not thinking about me to this live. Sorry. So you kind of brought both ideas together, so to speak,
Yes.
empowering the moms and the children at the same time.
And the children. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mostly teens, because I do have teenagers. So I kind of focus a little bit more on the teen side.
Nice. Yeah. What's happening with my brand is I started speaking to the child first, through the YouTube channel, and we met online about 3 years ago. So yeah. So my brand has been moving along within the last 3 years as well. And my husband jumped on board too. He named it and everything and supported it. So I get that, where everybody's got to be on the same page when it comes to doing new adventures, right? Yes. And so I soon realized that sort of similar to what your transition the same type of transition is, that I realized that in order for me to really empower the child, I have to make sure that the parents are empowered too, right? So that the parents can in turn give that empowerment to their children. So the whole eNannylink brand is based under empowerment. So that's why I thought it would be good for us to get together and speak about this very interesting topic. Self-esteem is, really a really big topic and stuff. So yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what are some of your systems, or what are the things that you do to check up on your children? I know that they're teens, preteens now, but at a time when they were a little bit younger, can you kind of give us an idea of like when they were younger, how you did it, and then how you're handling it now? Because it's so different communicating with teens now, right?
It is, yeah. And when they were younger, I will be honest, I really didn't know how to really engage with them as far as their self-esteem, other than always giving them praise and trying to uplift them. But when I started speaking at schools, because I was speaking in different elementary schools, I realized that no matter how much praise we gave to our kids, that still was not fulfilling the self-esteem aspect of it, right? Because we felt, or for me anyway, I felt like by saying, oh, you're pretty, or you're doing a great job, that I was helping build their self-esteem, but I wasn't checking in with them.
There's a difference. I agree.
There's a difference. Yes. So as that went on and I started kind of just listening to other kids, right? I was like, oh, that's what I need to be doing at home. I need to actually listen, because it was as simple as just interaction, everyday interaction. And I felt like I was busy, and I had a lot going on.
Yes.
And I started speaking at schools when we were living in Pennsylvania, but then we were living in Japan. And when we were in Japan, that's when I really started noticing it, because I was at the school more, right? With speaking with kids. And my husband was out to sea, because he's Navy. And I remember one day just sitting down with our oldest daughter, who at that time was maybe about 7 or 8. And I asked her, how was her day? And I did not lead her into her answer. I asked the question, and I just let her talk. And she had, homegirl talked. And I found out so much about how she was feeling about herself, based on what other people were saying to her. And so,
that validation, right? We talked about that before, that validation that you get from your circle or your friends, right? So you were able to pick up on that.
I was able to pick up on that. And so I just really started watching, because at that age, they can't really explain it, right? Like they aren't able to explain how they are truly feeling. They're like, oh, I'm sad today, or I'm mad today. Or my friend hurt my feelings, but they can't really go in depth. So we would do one-on-one dates, and I would just give them the floor, and they would just literally talk. And
I think I remember you speaking about that in your group. When we met, at the time you were living in Hawaii. So I remember a lot of the early stories, and I remember you saying you had one-on-one, and I think that is so important. When you have more than one child, it's so important to try to figure out how to give them their own individual attention. I know that we're tired and we have crazy schedules, but lumping them together all the time about how they're feeling or what their self-esteem is. Sometimes, if you notice, a sibling's self-esteem can be affected by another sibling.
Yes.
And then they end up not having like their full identity or really knowing who they are. And so it's so important that you have that one-on-one. I really like that. That is a great idea, to do a self-esteem checkup, especially if you have more than one child, is the one-on-one. Excellent.
Yeah. And my youngest, we would do slumber party nights. That was her thing. She loved, I didn't like them. I didn't like those slumber party nights. But that was something that for her was a great opportunity for the checkups. Yeah.
Nice. I love it. So from the early childhood perspective, for the younger child, and you can use this for any age, but they always say that we need to ask open-ended questions. Like you said, how is your day, right? Too many times we ask questions that requires a yes or no answer. And so children can escape from really giving you their true feelings or what happened. Sometimes I would ask questions as specific as, what happened on the playground today?
Yes.
If I know what the schedule is, say you had science today, what did they do before the bell rang at science class or something like that, to kind of jog their memory. Because sometimes when they come home from school, they're so tired, they're not ready to talk. Honestly, they're not. They want to snack, they want to sit down, they want to de-stress. And I've done a whole blog post on how we need to allow them to de-stress when they come from school before we start hitting them hard with all those questions. Because some kids they can't. It's too much. If they had an 8-hour day, it's like going to work for 8 hours and, come home. I mean, that's work. I mean, I always tell children, school is your job. You're being trained to learn how to go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And things of that nature. So yeah, open-ended questions is really a really good thing for any age, but especially younger age, like you said.
And for us, and because we were not doing it like when they were little, and we, it was like I would ask them, well, what happened at recess? What happened? And they would get so annoyed with me. So I had to back up and just tell me about your day. And then after a few weeks, then I was able to ask, oh, well, tell me about lunchtime. Oh, because,
it broke the ice. You broke the ice.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Let me see if I can see any comments here. I turned 50. I got my readers. No, I've been wearing readers since I was all in my 40s. That is not true. So let's see here if I can see any comments here. Kristen Fry says, love Mamas and Coffee. Great crew, great ladies, great messages. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you,
Mercedes Battle says, yes, listening and validation. Mercedes is my niece that was on here last week. She's back in Colorado.
Yeah. I saw you, girl. You were jamming.
Yeah, Mercedes can jam. She's got a dance studio in Colorado. She built out of her garage.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Mercedes. Hola, Cynthia. Thank you for joining. Robin King can't see. Okay, she was just letting me know she couldn't see me anymore. Thank you. Now she can see us and hear us. Thank you. Deb Lloyd said, totally enjoyed. Oh, yeah, Isabella. You know Isabella, my great niece that was dancing in the video with her. Yes, she enjoyed that. Me and Jetty. Okay, we've seen that. Hey. Okay, you say you see me. Oh, hey, puppy. Oh, Christian Fry said, hey, puppy. Yeah, Mia was being something else. You know what she was doing? She probably heard Carlos and was like, well, Carlos get attention. I want attention too.
Carlos is there. Let me get in there too.
Yeah. So my niece said she's been to Maryland for big day parties. Ooh, I'm going to have to get back up there.
Yes, yes.
So Deidre McDonald is hailing out of Olmsted Falls, which is in Ohio. So it's like a suburb off of Cleveland. Christian Fry said this is also important. Let's see what else. All right. Oh, thank you, Christina Tello. Thank you for joining us. She's got the little dance symbol.
Oh, really yes. Cute. Christina likes to jam too.
Yes. Yes. Get it, ladies, from Christian Fry. And then everyone's kind of saying hello to each other online. Hola, Sadie's. And thank you, Sadie's, for saying that. She's my PR rep. She told everybody in the comments that to hold on one sec, that I was adding you in.
Oh,
so for those are all of the comments. So today's my first time ever having coffee, because with mamas and coffee, you have to have coffee, right?
Gotta have coffee. I'm having water. I'm drinking water.
You told me you wasn't doing coffee at 5 o'clock.
It's water.
Listen, you know,
coffee this morning.
You know, I'm Hispanic. We do coffee day, night, up, down, in and out with dessert. It's almost unnatural to have coffee with no dessert. You know,
no dessert.
Yeah.
You know what? I drink coffee. I can drink a whole pot right now and still go to sleep. Like,
oh, that's good. Yeah, it doesn't affect my sleep either at all. Yeah. So we're going to turn the question to our audience, and we want to know, what are some methods or systems that you are using to check up on your children's self-esteem? We'll give you a few minutes if you can plug in your answer, and then we can go over those. That would be really great. What is it that you're doing, you know? Because the system changes.
It does.
Yes. As teenagers, she's got to approach it differently. You approach them differently when they're younger. So yeah, what are you doing at home with your children? Let us know in the comments. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm looking now.
I would say day, night, every day. Call for call.
Yes. Okay, I don't see anything yet, but I know that there's a delay.
Yeah.
So while you are answering that, there was something else I wanted to ask you about, because we were talking about empowering families, that way they can empower their children. And I know that we've all probably had our self-esteem attacked at one point or another growing up. I mean, it's almost unnatural not to, right? And I know that you had a story where that you experienced something growing up, and your children turned around and experienced the same thing.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you could just let us know what happened to you as a child, and then what the same thing happened to your children, and how are you able to get your self-esteem in a very strong space that way you were able to assist your children, since they went through the same thing?
So you guys saw me dancing earlier. You saw me standing up. I am a tall, skinny lady, about buckle 7 on a good day. I have been skinny all my life. I'm now 42 years old, and I've always been a skinny gal, skinny lady. And growing up, I was called every name in the book about my size, and I struggled with that. That really broke me as a person, because you're out here thinking you living your best life.
Exactly.
You mind your own business. And I just remember as a kid being called olive oil, chicken legs. I was going to, blow away with the wind. And I would go home every day and cry every single day. I was a happy kid. I was, I loved myself. I tell people never mistake that. I loved myself.
That's right. It's a difference.
Okay. But I really struggled with my self-esteem when it came to body image. And it really hit me when I became a teenager, because I didn't have a butt or food.
The body, like the normal, well, the teens today are different from back then, but
Yes, because there's some teens today I'm
different.
But boys didn't, if there was a little boy I liked, they would say, oh, well, you're cute and all, but, and that really played a big role in my life and in my self-esteem. And I would always be told to go eat, just eat, just eat, just eat, just eat. And I would hear that pretty much every day of my life. And I remember one day I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. And I just literally stuffed myself. When I was doing that, I was also throwing up.
Yeah. No.
That is extremely unhealthy.
Do you see how that whole thing went, just being made fun of or whatever, how sometimes we can derail? And that's why we have to make sure that we understand where our children are at all times, because that's how fast that can happen. How are you able to get out of that and be able to give that to your kids, to give them that strength?
For me, my mom knew that I was dealing with the words.
Yeah.
Right. And back then, she would just say, girl, don't worry about what people saying to you,
I know. It sounds easy to tell your kids that, but when you're hurting inside or your feelings are so, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard. Like, I don't know. One of the things that I do I have a lot of couple of teen nieces and nephews right now. And I do my best to just model what strength looks like, what inner strength looks like, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your inside that has to be strong. Your appearance and your outside doesn't matter. It's all about inner strength, right? And I feel like that we have to practice that. Even as adults, we still have to practice our inner strength. We all have, then you start getting older and you get into some insecurity stuff, right? So what happened to your children? Did they do this? Were they told this? Did they hear some of the same criticism? I know their body type is similar to yours, right?
Yes. So they would hear a lot of the same criticism. And it took when my oldest, because as a kid, right? Because again, there's that difference of when you're little and someone is saying, oh, you're skinny. You're just kind of like, I hurt your feelings, but you shake it off a whole different way. But when she became a teenager, and she came home one day and she was talking to me about it, and I was listening to her, and my first response was, girl, don't let people bother you.
The same thing that you got. Because that's what we know. We lean on what our parents did, right?
Yes.
Which is natural.
It's natural. And I've been preaching the know you be you love you message for 3 years. So in my mind, and you have the lovely bag, in my mind, because of that, and because I talk a lot about self-esteem, I'm thinking she's fine, right? She'll be okay.
Right.
I took her coming home one day. I was sitting here in this office. This happened since we've been here.
Right. And I remember this was recent.
And I was sitting in my office working, and she came in and she was like, I don't want to go back to school. Like, she went off, and I was like, girl, you better put your life in check, right?
No, you know who your mother is? Mama's a coffee.
Right? I'm like, you coming through my door like this?
Right.
And I saw the hurt.
Yeah.
I heard it. The tears started coming, and I was like, oh no. And my immediate thought went back to when
you were a child.
Started,
your inner child was hurt again.
It was hurt again.
I know how that feels, because we as parents hurt for our children. We never want our children to go through, any criticism, or especially when we're the first person, we're the first teachers. And we're the one that's validating them and helping them with their self-esteem when they're young, right? And then somebody comes along and all the work you put into your child, and then they're being attacked. That really hurts you. And especially since you experienced the same thing. Your inner child came out, and which I'm sure did not make you feel good, because it took you right back to that space. How were you able to heal, and what tools were you able to pull out to give your daughter?
Well, I won't lie. I had to put myself in timeout.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Seriously, you have to take a breather.
Yeah.
You step back.
Because I had to separate
That's
my
good.
feelings
That's
from
good.
her, because at that it wasn't about my feelings
Yes.
to protect her in the sense of I'm going to go get this kid,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It was I have to be mentally prepared to listen, to receive what she is sharing with me about how she is feeling, and determine if it was the right time to talk to her.
Oh, I love it.
Because one thing I am learning, and I say learning, as a mom of three girls, my 3 girls, right? Is that they're not always ready to hear what it is that I have to say to them.
Okay.
So with trying to help them through certain situations, they have to be ready to receive it.
Yes.
And that's very hard for me.
Yes.
Because
you did so good. You step back, you pump the brakes, you pause, you say, okay, inner child, it's not about you.
I was ready to fight.
Oh, I know you were. Every parent is, that's the first thing a parent wants to do. You never want your child to be hurt or feel hurt, but we know at the end of the day, that's not the behavior that we want to model for them, because we know that moving forward, they're going to be on their own, and we're not always going to be there to rescue them. They're going to have to learn how to deal with this in the future. And let's face it, now that we're adults, we've discovered and learned that everybody has an opinion, right? Exactly. And we don't have to accept it. But that takes time and maturity and experiences. And like you said, some really good nuggets and tools for your children to be able to pull from so that they can get out of that,
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what, when I came out of timeout, and I let her get it off her chest. The one thing I was like, okay, I said, look, girlfriend.
Yes.
You are a beautiful lady, inside and out.
Yes.
People gonna talk about you, no matter what size you are, no matter what you look like. They gonna talk about you.
Yes. Yes.
Love yourself. And I looked at her, and I started talking a lot about self-esteem and body image from the skinny perspective, because I do believe that is an area that is overlooked sometimes.
It is, because it's viewed, excuse me if I will, it's viewed in society like it's how can I put it? So like if you are on the heavier side, society had always kind of like was like an attack on you if you were a little bit heavy, if you were a few pounds over or didn't look like everybody else, had a different body type, you were made fun of, or that kind of nature. But people, I'll be honest with you, when I met you and your brand, I remember a story you told about yourself 3 years ago. I didn't really think about how the thinner child felt in the process, because the heavier child was always, during my era, was always attacked and made fun of. That I never really even thought about, like the smaller child, that people would, our kids would, you know what I mean?
We're in the corner, being quiet, crying. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. I'm going to look at some comments real quick and see if I answered our question. Good talk. Good talk. Let's see here. I don't know. Maybe my thing is not showing comments anymore. I don't see anything.
I see some.
Okay, now I see them. Do you see? Okay. Does it start with Jaleesa Mitchell? Is that what you see? Hi, Jaleesa Mitchell.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. She said, hi, I have an 18-month-old daughter. I normally start my day off hugging her before I leave for work in the morning. That is real good for the self-esteem. I'm constantly verbally expressing my love for her throughout the day. Excellent. When I pick her up after work, I start the day by asking her how her day was. She babbles. Hey, she's communicating with you. It's cute. I love that you have the LOL there. I try to get down and play with her. Some days I don't have the energy. I get that. I've been doing crafts with her to better connect with her. Before she goes to bed, my husband or I usually reads to her. That's excellent. Reading is excellent, and a really great way to connect with their inner selves.
Mm-hmm.
And then, go ahead.
And I'm going to comment on this about the connection part, because now that I have teenagers, the connection, looking back from when they were little and now, it's so important.
Yeah.
For that connective, for them to feel comfortable. Like I tell my kids, I am still your mom. Your dad is still your dad.
Yes.
There's going to always be that respect level, but I want you to have that connection and that comfort that you can come talk to us about anything. And there are certain things that they won't talk to me about, but they will talk to my husband.
That's real. And we talked about this last week on the video with my niece, when she was telling me that her generation now, that they'll send a text and stuff like that. And to me, I kind of got a little bit like, oh, I'm a little traditional on that. But you know what? It's better than no communication, which is what I said in the video. So you're absolutely right. If they go to one parent or the other, and she's doing the right thing by starting off that young with the hugs, the kisses, the validation, that's how it all starts, so that when they get older, that you're able to communicate with them better. So Christian Fry says, girl, same thing with my crazy boys. She got crazy boys. They don't want to hear what I have to say ever. I hear you. You do have to just find the right time, the space, and like Sybil was saying, maybe some one-on-one, you can get more out of them. Instead of when they're all together, right? Because they kind of play against each other too. I mean, they not against each other, but they play off of each other with their communication. So you have to be careful about that. Let's see. Hola, Titi. Yayi here. Loving this live. Thank you. I would ask her how she feel about, Mercedes said, I also ask her how she feels about what she's wearing or her hair. And she's very clear when she doesn't like something. That's Isabella, so you already know she cool.
I that from last week's live.
Girl, she got it honest, boy. Those genes are strong in my family because we're all like that. We are all like that. She's like this little person with all of our personalities wrapped up in one. And then Mercedes said, when Bella's playing, I lay in her bed and ask her, how was her morning? What have you been doing in your room today? What are your favorite books and toys? And you play with. How do you feel about mom and daddy? Ooh, I like that question. I ask her a lot of questions. She's very clear on her answer. Yes, that is true. Yes, that's so good for a toddler that's so much better to wait. Yeah. Deidre said, this was so powerful conversation. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yes. So we wanted to talk a little bit with everyone about creating like a toolbox, if you will, right? A toolbox that we can reach down into for our kids to reach to when they're going through something like this. Like, of course, communication with your parents is what you want first. I feel like just the talk and the chat and the check-ins are great, but it'd be good if you can add some other things, some other tools. There are books out there, a whole bunch of books on self-esteem. If your children's going through something that you can't quite reach them through communication, you may be able to do it through books, right? You may be able to, one of the things that Sybil and I talk about a lot is watching and looking out for your gold circle. So a gold circle is the people that's surrounded around your children. And I'm an advocate from the time that they're one and all the way up to their teens, because you want to make sure you have the right people around your children that is empowering your child based on the way that you are empowering your child, right? You don't want to have someone in their circle or someone in their ear that's not, supporting your child, right? If you will. So Mamas and Coffee, tell us about your shop and some of the things that you have.
Oh, well, Mamas and Coffee Shop.
Yes.
I have this mug. This is actually my middle daughter. Her name is Ayla. She designed this mug.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So did it for when I do my lives, because it's printed backwards for me. So it's funny because I'm like, well, it's backwards for me, but it shows
B-U.
correct way on.
Right.
Well, I think it's probably backwards to you too, because I'm using my front camera.
Okay, it is, but it's okay.
It is. Okay.
But
so
that was really smart to do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because I
got a tote from your store. I got a tote. I love this tote.
The tote, the I Am Fabulous. So it's really funny because I met a lady a couple of months ago. I was doing this cohort class, right, for business. And I walk in because I carry mine every day, right? I walk in with my bag, and she doesn't say anything to me. We had been in class with each other for about 3 weeks, and then she said, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yes," because y'all, okay, like when I walk into a room, I walk into a room. Okay, I'm like,
you showed us that. Coming in with your dance. You definitely have a big presence about yourself.
Yes. It's going to take a lot for you. You might shake me, but you ain't going to break my self-esteem, okay?
No,
and I try to.
We got to keep ours together. So our kids, that's how we keep it together, right?
Yes. So I practice that, and I wake up. This does not have anything to do with my shop, but I'm going to tell you this real quick, because I'm rogue. I'm sorry. Every morning.
Wait, tell them what you are. You're raw.
Oh,
you're like 3 R's.
Real, raw, and random. Okay.
Real, raw, and random. And where are you from again with your accent?
Oh, you think I don't have that accent anymore.
Yes, you do. You from down south.
I'm from Tennessee. I'm from East Tennessee, right outside of North.
I hear your accent. I don't hear your accent. You don't think you have it anymore? Because you lived on.
No. Because when I go home, I'm like, what did they just say? I don't know what they just said. I don't think I have it anymore. Certain words. For the most part, I don't think I have it anymore. No.
Cute.
But
what happened with the lady? She saw your bag. Did she want to buy one?
So every morning when I wake up, I have a mirror talk, and I tell my kids this, and my husband as well. My husband does it. He practices it every morning, and it is a mirror talk. Just like straight up, give yourself praise, pat yourself back.
That's a great technique for self-esteem.
Yes. That you got it going on, you beautiful. And I tell people all the time, when I say it, people are like, what? That's been kind of conceited. Well, then I'm conceited. Okay. But I'm like, for me,
supporting yourself and your inner self. People misunderstand the difference. There's a difference.
There's a difference. Yes, there is. And I'm like, I'm not saying beautiful as in beauty. I'm just talking about my inner self.
That's right.
When you step outside of your door, and I tell my kids this all the time, when you step outside of the door, behind these walls, the world is ready for you. Ooh. And the world will eat you alive if you let them. You control that. Good word. If you put that armor on yourself.
That armor, the full body.
Yes.
They handle the world.
They might shake you, but they ain't going to break you. But you ain't gonna break me. And I love it. So I walked into class with you are not gonna break me today.
Right.
And she said, about the 3rd week, she asked me about my bag. She said, where you get that I Am Fabulous bag? You fabulous? I said, girl, yes, I am.
Yes,
because I started saying, when it came to body image, because when my kids were dealing with it, I still deal with it as an adult, which is crazy to me, right?
No, I understand it. We all have our insecurities, but it's different when it becomes insecurities versus your self-esteem being attacked, or you feeling low about yourself. I think it's a little bit of a difference,
Yes. Oh, so I would start saying, I'm skinny, fit, and fabulous. So like when people are like, girl, you so
skinny. Brands. I'm skinny, fit, and fabulous.
That was one of, and I moved that into coffee as well. I just because my husband was like, you got too much going on. You need to random. So that's the randomness of me. But I said, I would be like, I'm skinny, fit, and fabulous. And that would be my thing. And it would shut people down. So I made the bag saying, I am fabulous. And she's like, I love that because day one, when you walked in, I was like, who is this chick?
Love it. See, you exuded your self-esteem, your whole inner self without even speaking. That lets you know that you're working on yourself, because you have to work on your inner self day in and day out, right?
Yes.
So it's constant, everybody. It's not just with our children, it's also within ourselves, and our children are watching us. They're watching how we handle things. You all know that, I unexpectedly lost my husband, 8 months ago. And so my whole life was shook, right? So I had to get into deep meditation and prayer and everything, all the faith and everything that I believed in. And I had to go in my toolbox, and I have to constantly go in it to get myself to, want to continue the road to my life purpose, which is working with families and children of the world. That's what I was created for, right? So no matter what happens in life, your self-esteem can get rocked by certain, incidents, and you got to be able to have a toolbox to be able to pull from. It's important. Yes. So your store can we reach your store at
Mamas and Coffee? You can go to mamasandcoffee.com. There's a shop link. It's MAMAS. There's a shop link there. And my shop is on Zazzle. So if you go to zazzle.com/mamas and coffee, this particular mug is not on there because this is just one of a kind that my daughter designed for me. But there is a Know You, Be You, Love You.
So there is a mug of it, right?
Yourself, love yourself. There's a magnet that is on my refrigerator. My kids put it in their lockers. I put this in your locker. That when you go and you're having a bad day,
families with teens, that's a really good thing. The younger children can use it too, but I know that the teens are living in the locker world. That would be a nice gift for them to help promote their self-esteem.
Yeah, and there's a little, for kids, there is a t-shirt that says, Know You, Be You, Love You, because I had several people, I need a kid's t-shirt. I'm like, okay.
That's cute. And so then I'm going to let you know about, those are the tools that Mamas and Coffee has over on her website. If you need to get any tools and start, putting some things together for your children. And then with my brand, that I created the bilingual empowerment cards for kids. They're for age 4 through 16 years of age. And right now is half off shipping. So it's only $2 and I will ship this out to you. So you'll just go to eNannylink and you'll see the bilingual empowerment cards. And for Cyber Monday, Sybil, I was dealing with this yesterday, but I got it. Cyber Monday, ladies and gentlemen, those that live outside the country, or if you don't want a physical deck, I was able to create a download of the deck of cards, and this $5, and you can download your own cards and print them at home. I recommend that you print 4 to a sheet though. Take over the printer, families, because if not, your kids are going to print 1 per big sheet. They're going to be walking around with an 8x10 of 1 empowerment card, and there's 34, I think, cards in there because there's a couple cards with my information on it. So make sure you set the printer to 4 per page. And then you can cut them out, and then they can have their empowerment cards downloadable for $5. I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I knew it was going to be fab. Let me check for a couple more comments, and then we're going to end the broadcast. I can never say that word. Es que porque yo quiero hablar español. Ese es el problema. My brain is here.
I need to have my kids come down here and translate for me.
My mind goes everywhere. It's so difficult when you speak 2 languages because sometimes things just don't come out right. It's weird. Okay, let's check for some more comments, and then which I always forget to say, please share this out. If you know anybody that could use this, please share this out for us.
Yes.
So let me see if there's any more new comments, which Mercedes says, oh yeah, looking in the mirror is great. It will help your child realize your self-esteem is high and that that can help them too. Excellent. Yes. And Mercedes says this was great. And Deb said, ooh, not sure on what part, but she said, ooh, something she liked. So, and I think that's it. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us, hanging out with us and everything with Mamas and Coffee. Look out for her space. New and great things are happening with her brand. Same with eNannylink. And this is not the first time that you'll see us doing something together. So we really appreciate it.
This won't be the last time. You said first time. This won't be the last time.
What I'm going to do with you? I'm going to DC. We're going to a day party.
Hey. It will be our speed. I don't know. I will still be like, need to leave before the day party is over.
Look, I'm a napper, so that party got to be over by 1:00 in the afternoon. You have a great Sunday. Thank you for joining me. Y muchas gracias, everybody. We are going to dance our way out of here, and then hopefully I know how to turn this off. So we'll see. Ready?
Roll my hair out.
Yeah. Uh-oh, dropping the phone. Sorry, y'all. Girl. There we go. I appreciate you, Sybil. This was fun.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You got to come over. You got to come over to my platform.
What'd you say?
You have to come over to my platform and chat.
Yes, please. I would love to. Everybody, I'll see you next week live at 5. And have a wonderful week. And we appreciate you joining our live. Muchas gracias y adios. Bye, Sybil.
Adios.
I think it's done right. I don't know if I'm doing this right. She's still dancing, though. I love it. Did it stop?
You're still up.
I don't know how to turn it off.